Well, shalom from Jerusalem. How are you? This is Uriel, and we'd like to welcome each and every one of you that might be possibly watching on your time zone. And we say Sha'alu Shalom, Jerusalem, and we say to you, Shalom from Jerusalem, the city of Shalom, the city of peace. And we like to welcome each and every one of you. And we like for you to visit our website, newsfromjerusalem.info, and stand with the nation of Israel. The word in Hebrew that comes to mind is Yoshev Beseter Elyon Besel Shaddai Yeti Lonan. It talks about that he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High will abide under the shadow of the Almighty. We like to share that the enemies of Israel, they continue to plot day in, day out, the total destruction of Israel. The psalmist basically states, Elohim al dami lakeh. O God, blessed be your name, hold not your silence. So we see what's happening here today in the Gaza border area with Israel. They're plotting to do what? They're plotting to steal. They are plotting to kill and to destroy anything that has to do with the nation of Israel. The enemies of Israel are plotting in their schools, their mosque, and in their official media. They have come and said, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be in remembrance no more. So we know that Hamas, Islamic Jihad, and all the terror factions that are operating in the Gaza Strip, they are being backed by Iran. Iran is giving them hundreds of millions of dollars, or whatever money or currency they're using, to basically try and disrupt anything that has to do with the sovereignty of the nation of Israel. They claim that they have a right of return. They claim that they are descendants of the fake Palestinians, as I call them, because I read history. I know the term. And they continue to use what? The official media. They use the medium of Facebook, they use YouTube, they use the United Nations. They go over into the United Nations to demonize the nation that I love, the nation that my son, my daughter have been born. Yet we know that we have an everlasting covenant, and that covenant did not come back on May 14th, 1948. That covenant came back 3,000 years ago, where Abraham was told to leave the land of Ur and to go, and that he was going to be shown, and that his descendants were going to possess the land that was going to be allotted unto Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. And the story continues. The enemies are plotting. Hamas has fired over 17,000 rockets into the nation of Israel. As we speak, Hezbollah has 100,000 rockets aimed at the nation of Israel. As we speak, Iran has positioned itself 5 miles away from the Israeli northern border, and they're there. And of course, we cannot forget Syria, who basically is crushing the people that want free and democratic elections. Yet the Iranians, the Russians are basically using their military might and power to crush people who want to live in a democracy and they want to live in peace. Hezbollah has 100,000 rockets aimed at the nation of Israel, and we have many enemies within Israel. Right there in Sawiya, we have terrorists. That's yesterday. Fatah, which means conquest, out of Ramallah, wanted to have a meeting in Sawiya, in East Jerusalem, and glorify the terrorists that were killed in the Gaza Strip. So the enemies are plotting, day in and day out, our total destruction. But we know that no weapon formed against the nation of Israel will ever prosper, and every tongue that rises up against in judgment against my daughter, my son, my nation, Israel, Hashem, God, blessed be his name, he will condemn, because we have an everlasting covenant. So we're asking you to stand with the nation of Israel. We don't have a problem with the Arabs, and I will continue to say this. We have a problem with those extremist jihadists who use their Quran to incite violence, to incite terror against the nation of Israel, to plot terror, to dig tunnels there in the Gaza Strip, as they continue to do via the funding that they're getting from the Iranian regime over from Tehran. So we want peace. King David stated that he wants peace, yet the enemies want war. They want our total destruction. So stand with the nation of Israel. Visit our website, newsfromjerusalem.info. One word, newsfromjerusalem.info. And stand with the nation of Israel. We're living in prophetic times, and we know that the enemies of Israel have come and said, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be in remembrance no more. And even Zechariah prophesies, and it shall come to pass that in that day I will make Jerusalem a stone of burden for all the peoples. All that burden themselves with it shall be sore wounded, and all the nations of the earth will be gathered together against Jerusalem. And then he says, I will make Jerusalem a cup of staggering unto all the peoples round and about, and upon Judah also shall it fall to be in siege against Jerusalem. But we know that we shall overcome. No matter what the enemies of Israel might try and come and do to my nation, my daughter, my son, we have watchmen on the walls. We have dwellers that dwell in that secret place. The Hebrew word to dwell is to Yoshef, to dwell, to sit. Yoshef Beseter Elyon, Besel Shaddai Yetilonan, to dwell in that secret place. Because he who dwells in that secret place will abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So we have an everlasting covenant, no matter what's happening today there in the Gaza border with Israel. We know that the keeper of Israel, he does not slumber nor sleep. Visit our website, newsfromjerusalem.info. Remember, Sha'alu Shalom, Jerusalem. Yoshef Beseter Elyon, Besel Shaddai Yetilonan. Shalom.